After putting more than 200 hours of printing time into the Bambu Lab H2D, it's time to talk about how this machine actually performs. Coming from the X1C, I had high expectations. So today I want to walk you through what I have learned, what I love, what I don't, and what is done better than X1C. But before we dive into print quality and performance, let's start from the outside and work our way in. Let's take a quick look at the packing as well. Everything comes well protected, and as long as it isn't handled too roughly, it should make it through shipping without any issues. The AMS is also secured in place nicely. You will need to install the filament holder, and if you are using the AMS, you will also need to connect a few tubes and cables. Other than that, there is no real assembly required. The exterior of the printer looks very professional, following a similar design style to X1, and I really like the overall look. It has the new AMS2 Pro, which looks the same as older version, but there are some changes. It includes a drying function which can be useful. There are also an electromagnetic air vent that opens to let moisture escape while drying, and closes afterwards to keep the filaments inside the AMS nice and dry. Right now you can't use the dryer while printing, so having a separate dryer is still more convenient, but if you don't own one, the built-in dryer can definitely be useful. The desiccant bags have also been moved. They are now located at the back of the AMS. This AMS uses a more open design, whereas the older models had everything tucked away under the leads at the bottom of the AMS. Personally, I think the older AMS looked a bit cleaner, but functionally they both work just as well. And if you are not a fan of this layout, there are plenty of mods available online. And very useful change is the open PTFE tubes. On the older version, if filament broke, you needed to empty AMS, remove outlet the PTFE tube and unscrew 2 screws and take the unit out of the box. There are also ceramic filament inlets now, which are an improvement over the previous design. They are more convenient to use and should last much longer. The touchscreen comes pre-installed and it's tiltable with a surprisingly wide range. You can angle it back towards the frame so it doesn't stick out, which helps reduce the chance of accidentally damaging it. The H2D has a smaller window on the left side and a larger one on the right, which makes it much easier to observe your prints from different angles. It also features a Bambu Lab text logo illuminated with white light. I think it really adds some style to the outside of the printer. However, if you like making timeless videos, the extra light coming through these windows can affect the results. Automatic vent on the top and the active chamber exhaust on the back helps to control chamber airflow and temps. Most enclosed 3D printers don't have an auto vent, so when the chamber temperature gets too high, you usually have to print with the door or top lid open. Printing with the door or top lid open lets more dust get inside the printer, and it also increases the overall noise level. There is also USB connection on the top left corner. You can use USB memory stick to save your time lapses or to transfer your print files. If you use a tall USB stick, it's very easy to bump into it and risk damaging either the stick or the board. This one I am using sticks out far enough that I have hit it with my hand twice, luckily without causing any damage. To avoid that, I recommend using the smallest USB stick you can find. This one is actually a Bluetooth receiver, but there are USB drives available in a similar low profile size. The X1C uses a micro SD card slot, which I think is a better choice overall. But if you prefer transferring print files with external storage, a USB stick is definitely more convenient. Just make sure it's small one. On the top you will also find a button that's mainly used when working with the laser module. It allows you to start or pause laser tasks. X1 has 2 buttons on the top and I haven't used them. I don't have laser module also, so I think this button will be unused also. The H2D features a safety key, which you don't typically see on most 3D printers. The reason is simple, it supports an optional laser module, and laser systems are required to include a safety switch. The door handle on the X1 wasn't the most convenient to use. On the H2D it's definitely better, but there are still some room for improvements. Door opening angle is much bigger than most of the printers have. I like it because if it's fully open, it won't be in my way. I have noticed several inch mods out there that give the door a wider opening angle, which suggests that Bambu Lab is actively refining the design in response to user feedback. The door is more sealed than it is on X1. It's good thing mostly if you use more technical filaments. Status indicator is a good feature. It indicates the printer's health status and printing task status. It's very useful. For example, during printing, it gives a quick idea for prints process or states without me needing to go up to the touchscreen or tap the app. If you have several printers running in the same space, it's hard to tell which one is having an issue just from the alert sound. Before we jump back into the prints, I want to thank PCBWay for sponsoring this video. Most people know them for their professional PCB prototyping and assembly, but they also offer a wide range of manufacturing services like CNC machining, sheet metal fabrication, injection molding, and even 3D printing. So if you want to bring your design to life, whether it's electronics, custom enclosure, or parts you can't easily print at home, PCBWay is a great option. Build plate has quite good adhesion, most of the time no issues. With ASA and ABS had some failures, but I will say it's quite good. It's much better than original build plate that X1 comes with. Aux fan don't have big opening on the front as X1 has. Air inlet is on the side of the fan. Air inlet temp could be little lower with that design. There are two LED lights inside the chamber. It is definitely an improvement comparing X1 one small LED light. The time-lapse quality is okay, but it does seem a little better on the X1. The build volume of the H2D is larger and the camera is farther away from most prints, which can make it harder to keep objects in sharp focus. Positioning the smaller objects closer to the camera may help. Nozzle cleaning system is different and better than X1. At the back there is a big carbon filter and under that is chamber heating. X-axis have linear rails which reduce movement noise and movements are smooth and fast. And the most interesting feature is the dual nozzle system. It allows you to print with two different types of filament. Two color prints can be done with much less filament waste. You still need a burst tower for the best quality, but the amount of flushed filament is minimal. Because switching nozzles is quicker than changing filaments, multicolor printing ends up being faster. The noise levels are quite good. It's noticeably quieter than the X1, so no complaints here. The power consumption during printing PLA isn't big for that size 3D printer. The H2D comes with a lot of features, sensors and AI detections, and so far they have all worked great. I haven't run into any issues yet. The H2D is compatible with a wide range of materials and can handle most filaments you will find on the market. The H2D might not be the ideal choice for very soft filaments, but it's definitely doable. You can still get great results if you follow the guidelines on the Bambu wiki. I printed a pair of shoes using filament softer than 95A. I only encountered one issue during the 1 hour print, and the results were much better than expected. I have printed for over 200 hours so far, which isn't a huge amount for a 3D printer. The print quality and success rate are excellent. I have been getting constantly great results. I didn't have any major issues during this period. Layers are consistent and multicolor prints are clean. The tolerances seems to be excellent as well. This print-in-place planetary gears fidget spinner came out great on the first try. The gears move smoothly and freely straight off the build plate. I did a first layer test as well, and it turned out flawless. Probably the best first layer result I have ever had. I think the H2D is a great printer with very practical build volume. It's not cheap, but you do get a highly quality machine packed with features. I spent some time reading through other users' experiences on the web and the overall sentiment is mostly positive. Naturally, there are a few negative stories too, but that's to be expected with any printer. But not every issue you run into while 3D printing is caused by the printer. There can be user errors, filament problems and many other factors. The flexion filament issue might have been user error, I can't be completely sure, but it feels like it. The H2D hasn't disappointed me so far, and it's great to see that Bambu Lab has improved many of the things that weren't so great on X1. Time will tell how well it holds up, but considering my X1 has over 2000 hours on it and it's still running without any major issues, I am confident that H2D will last long time as well.